over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic. Before the Dark Times, before the Empire.
If you need the power of the dark side,
you may fire when ready.
I'll show you the dark side. We would be honored if you would join us.
Don't worry, R2. We're going.
Back it up, my son. But I know what you have there.
I am a Jedi, like my father.
Welcome back to Blah Wars! Oh, what a world! Dude's back from holiday, guys. So happy to have him back.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back. I'll be honest.
Did you have a good time in Saint-Tropez?
Well, it was all right.
It's because of a 2-year-old. Like,
no.
They get bored, don't they?
Nothing wrong with that.
No?
It was the 30 hours in an airport that got on my tits, if I'm honest.
What the hell was that noise?
They're just stuck in chairs.
Okay, right.
They had an air traffic control strike. And I was stuck.
That's what they do in
Nice Airport.
How is Nice Airport?
I've been to Nice Airport. It's beautiful.
Is it?
I really enjoyed it.
As airports go, can you describe an airport?
It's pretty basic.
Beautiful?
It's pretty basic, Nice Airport. I mean, there's not much there. It's like a little...
It's your bog standard airport, I'll be honest.
It's your bog standard departure lounge, and that's about it. You know, there's not a lot going on.
Bought a Marvel sticker book for my boy.
Yeah, did he enjoy that?
He loves the Hulk.
Yeah.
And he's scared of the Hulk at the same time.
Good.
So every time he does something naughty, I say the Green Man's coming. He's like, no, please.
That's great parenting there.
So yeah,
my parents used to threaten to send me away to like a workhouse when I was a kid all the time.
When were you born?
We had a conversation about this.
No.
They used to say that they'd send me away to this horrible child's home where they make children work like all day, every day, like back-breaking labour. So, hey, thank you very much. We're sitting in a pub garden, aren't we?
Yeah.
Recording this week's show.
It's definitely not cold.
And it's definitely not. Well, it's not cold for you, Brady, because you've got a lovely.
Well,
look, do you want to sit in my seat?
Being sarcastic.
I've got a heater there. Do you want to sit under the heater seat? You can have a heater seat if you want.
What he just said.
No, I just didn't. Say it again.
Your nipples could cut glass. That's how cold it is.
Would you like to sit in my seat because I've got the heater?
No, I'm good, thanks.
You sure?
Yeah, no.
Really don't mind?
I'm okay.
Okay. Well,
you offered.
All of the
so
listeners
I
are
can't complain
witnesses.
anymore. Yeah, I get it.
You've got a good Han Solo-esque
I
coat
know,
there.
isn't it amazing? I love it.
So Brady's wearing. You'll see on our Instagram. We put some photos up. She's wearing a suede like almost like a flight jacket, kind of like good old-fashioned pilot jacket with a fur collar.
Faux fur, guys,
double
not the real
buckle
stuff.
Belt detail on the collar there.
Yeah, definitely not real. It's just it's a couple of squirrels.
It's
not real. It's definitely not real fur. If I know
No.
Brady well enough, she's not a real fur person. So.
No.
I'm definitely a real leather and a real suede person, though.
Anything
so,
that you're
sorry.
doing, me and you are doing a diet, aren't we?
Oh God, it's not a diet. It's a
life change.
No, it's not a life change.
You do have to fucking change your life for 12 weeks. Food becomes really boring on that diet because it's so.
So I was thinking, what we should do, right, is at the end we should do our Ben Swolos, like before and afters. I'm going to Photoshop big old pants right up to the belly button on me, and then do a Ben Swolo action.
Order custom trousers
for Instagram.
I'm pretty sure if I did that, the photo might get taken down off of Instagram.
You can wear a bikini top,
obviously, or a little,
sports bra,
nipple tassels.
Wait, what, are you trying to get like a six pack or something though? What do you want out of it, Brady?
I feel like I'm being attacked now.
No.
What are you hoping to get out of this diet?
It's not a diet.
Okay.
It's like it is a healthy eating and an exercise thing. I just want to see, because I saw your transformation photos and they were incredible, and I'm just curious.
That's because he photographed one in full light and he did the other one in shadow to make
I saw a few of them today, so
it was no different at all. That's all I did.
If you want to,
if you're listening
his
to this
face
show,
was a little bit thinner.
If you're listening to this show, just strip off your top, blokes. Take a picture of yourself with no shadows, and then put a lamp on. Put it at a 45-degree angle to your right. Then take another picture. Send it in.
Yeah,
see what
we'll
you
do
look
it before
like.
and after.
Wow.
No, it's a mental thing. It makes you clear thinking. I can't look.
I have to say, I do feel.
Well, that's
I do
down
feel
to
better.
healthy eating, though. If you're eating better and getting all the nutrients and stuff your body needs,
It's
then
not.
your
It's not
brain
quite
will
like
work
that
better.
though. It is messing with like your eating in the sense that you kind of. You don't have. Oh, this isn't boring for people who are listening. Let me
No,
give
but
it to us.
listen.
This is
because
good.
it leads on to the next thing I wanted to talk about, which was, in Rogue One.
She haven't finished yet.
Okay.
Go on, carry on.
Jesus, okay.
I wanted to bring back to Star Wars.
We
but
will very
this is a
shortly.
nutritional podcast. Kevin,
The only Star Wars podcast out there with your daily nutritional information.
With your macros and
Yeah.
your literally no other Star
Recorded
Wars
outside
podcast
with
talks
new
about that.
mics and new gear.
Yeah.
Which look awesome.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was very professional.
Thank you.
If only we were professionals.
Yeah.
Car
Anyway,
crash radio.
they cut your carbs for the first 2 weeks. So you can do something called ketosis. Look it up. I'm not explaining it right now. And then they put you back on carbs, but only like clean ones. And then it's like a 12-week program. It involves lifting lots of things, and as Jude was explaining today, some terrifying cardio. But yeah, no, I just want to
Not
see.
off.
I just want to see what the difference might be.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
All right.
It's good. It's good mental stimulus.
Yeah,
It really is.
yeah.
Food in Star Wars is something I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
For
Interesting.
months.
Yeah.
And we've breached the subject a few times, but where I was thinking about all the times, all the scenes where they're eating food, and I'll try and lift it out. I know I've got sunburn on my slap head. I
No,
can see
just,
you looking at it,
No, it's.
and it's peeling.
I didn't know it, and I thought he's got something in his hair, but
I look like
What?
right.
he's
Shut
got
up.
something in his little.
Listen,
Stubble.
You know when
yeah.
you peel an orange and you
Yeah.
got all that white stuff? That's what my head looks like.
Oh God.
It's
It's the white stuff in the corner of Jabba the Hutt's mouth. The mong.
Jesus.
In the corner
Yes.
there. It's that. No, it's not this.
I was listening.
It looks fine,
I
mate.
was listening out all the food in my head. So
Yeah.
the first thing that came to my mind is when Luke's eating that weird protein stick on Dagobah.
Yeah.
And then Yoda
Oh.
nicks it,
Oh,
eats some and
yeah.
chucks
Pepperami.
it. Yeah, pepperami.
I love his little toolbox full of all those
Yeah,
pepperoni
yeah,
things.
that's
I want,
really, really
I
cool.
want one of them. My dad used to have a toolbox like that with all.
Full of pepperonis.
No, with tools in, but
Oh, okay.
I recognised the case. Definitely used. They just went down B&Q and bought one of them. Obviously, and
Yeah.
it's like decked out. It looks awesome. Yeah, carry on.
And then I was thinking, porg is now a food on a stick.
No,
porg
it's
on a
not.
stick. Chewie was going to
Yeah,
tuck into
cashew.
one.
You didn't
pork.
know.
Yeah.
You nearly did.
Then you've got that awful scene in Attack of the Clones where Padme and Anakin are sitting down for dinner. What annoys me about that is they've got knives and forks.
Yeah.
Invent something new in Star Wars for
Really?
that.
That's
Is that
interesting.
necessary?
I hate those scenes though so much.
They've also got things like, helmets and, you know, shirts and trousers. I
They have lots of things that are also from our world.
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
to recycle
I
all
don't
that
like that
as
there's
well.
a snake in Empire
They also have the
Strikes Back.
same
That
words
Oh, we
always-
had
Yes.
this conversation when we were doing
Yeah.
the
If Star Wars has got
commentary.
nothing to do with Earth, then why do they use words like gravity, which were invented by Newton and stuff like that?
I wonder
You see what
if
I'm
he should
saying?
get a mention. He should get a mention in the credits.
Isaac Newton.
He said gravity once when an apple fell on his head.
It didn't
Brought
just
it
fall
back
on
to
his head and he
food.
went,
I brought it back to
"Gravity."
food. Gravity, apple. Boom, we're on fire.
Okay, great. Should we get on to the
Yeah,
big
sorry
talking point
everyone.
this
If you're
week?
listening to this show, if you're still listening, we're going to talk about that Han Solo trailer, the new one.
Han Solo trailer, yeah. It's just arrived. What's up, Brady? You look spooked. You
No,
see
I
a
just heard
ghost?
heard some squeaking. I didn't know where it was coming
Well,
from.
we're sitting outside, so there will be sounds. But the mics sound great, I can tell you that much.
Struggled to find a room today, didn't we? But the show must go on.
But well done to this lovely people at this pub who've been so kind. They've even turned the music off in the beer garden to give us.
You set it up.
We're underneath lovely sails. It's great.
Yeah,
It's Jabba's
pretty
barge.
cool.
Anyway,
It's with
Solo.
Solo trailer came. Where were you guys when you saw it? Did you get my little?
Yeah, I did.
Sent it on our little WhatsApp group.
Yeah, so I got it on the WhatsApp group and I watched it there, and then
Yeah.
me and Jude watched it
together
in the office, not during working hours,
Right,
definitely
okay.
during lunchtime.
We did-
We're allowed to do such
yeah,
things.
Yeah.
Nice
Nice and loud on an IMAX screen. Yeah.
Oh, we
No.
got. I put a live picture up of us
Yeah.
recording. We got a couple of. We got
Responses.
one comment. Comments.
Haley, is it?
Talk properly, G. SG Cards and Toys, one of our favourites. Hey, now that looks legit.
There we go.
He's loving the new
Status
mics.
updated. So our podcast
Guys,
is now
look, can I
legit.
look at
Yeah, go for it. Have a butchers on that. I'm just trying to get the comments out for the
Wow,
Solo
Jesus.
trailer.
Well,
'cause
should we
had a
talk
lot-
about the
big
trailer
response.
first, then we'll talk about people's reactions to it?
Yeah.
So, new trailer doesn't Does it reveal any more than we already know about this film? Or it's a lot of similar stuff we saw before, all the flicking switches. Let's watch it. Let's give it a go.
Music. I love the music.
I love it as well. I love the guitar chords.
You're after something.
What's her name
Is
again?
it revenge?
Kira.
No, the
With a
baddie.
Q. Oh.
Oh,
Female
Enfys
baddie.
Nest or something? Enfys Nest?
That's it, yeah.
I like to call it scratch face.
Or is it something else? You look good. A little rougher
He does
on the
look good.
edges.
He does look good.
She looks better.
Heard about a job. Big shot gangster putting together crew.
I'm a driver.
Sounds like him. It sounds like Harrison.
Waited a long time for a shot like this. What do you think? Well, what do you know?
You got a line on a ship?
Yeah, I know a guy. He's the best smuggler around.
I heard a story about you. I was wondering if it's true. Everything you've heard about me is true.
L3!
Let's go with
Another droid to buy in the shops.
Yeah.
She's got a female voice, which is nice. Yeah.
If you come
First
with
one.
us, you're in this life for good.
You might wanna buckle up, baby.
I love Lando so much.
Yeah.
He's going to cape it right up to the max.
Let me give you some advice. Assume everyone will betray you, and you will never be disappointed.
Aww, Lady Chewie.
Could be another guy. Chewie might be gay.
There's something, yeah, maybe. There's something about that character.
Years old? You look great.
Push it!
Did he say push it?
He
or
said
punch
push it. He said push
I
it.
thought he said punch it.
I prefer punch it.
Say punch it.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping.
What's that banging?
So glad we took this job!
Yay! Right. I'm
we
way
break
more
it down?
excited for this
Shall we-
film now than
Yeah,
I
for
was
sure.
before.
I was really dreading it before. I thought, oh god, it's going to be terrible. It's going to be like, you know, Disney's Fanny kind of thing.
Oh?
I can't believe I just said that.
What did you say?
Disney's fanny thing.
Disney's fan
What
thing.
did you-
I
fanny
literally
thing?
did just say that.
You
Right.
did just say that.
In America, that
No.
means arse. In England, that means front arse.
Thanks for
I mean-
that, Jude. Thanks for
So just-
explaining.
Well, just in case they think it means fanny pack. So
okay, well,
just-
now you know.
Anthony Glover got in touch
Go
to
on.
say, love the trailer. Didn't it all seem a bit dark and dingy though? Can't wait for it to come out though. I need my Star Wars fix, man. It does feel very dark and dingy.
I like that.
Yes, I think
You
wrong
think
with
it's
that.
alright? It's a
I
bit
think
Zack
it's
Snyder,
Moss-
you know what I mean? Like Superman
It's
and
Moss
Wonder Woman
Eisley.
and whatever.
Yeah, I get it.
Moss Eisley, that dirty, dingy bar. I quite like that.
Yeah.
I think.
That's not Moss Eisley, is it?
Yeah, you know the dingy bar in Moss
That's
Eisley?
not Moss Eisley.
No,
That- when
no,
we
no.
see the
I'm not talking
trailer-
about. I'm not saying that's it. I'm saying it's that same aesthetic, that same
Oh, I
vibe,
see what you
that
mean.
same sort of feel.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
all
Like
the
Rat's
aliens that
Nest.
look up when Lando's gambling and
Yeah.
Solo
I
walks
get-
in. My initial reaction to the whole
Yeah.
thing was, I don't know what this story is about. I can make some good guesses,
Yeah.
but I said this before. I just think it looks fun. I don't think it's going to weigh too heavily in the overarching story of Star Wars at all, and I think you kind of need that after the emotional roller coaster of Last Jedi and the
Yeah.
depth and breadth of that film. I think
Yeah.
something like this that's just
Light-hearted.
unashamedly fun.
So the characters, the Enfys Nest character, I think is really intriguing.
Yeah.
And apparently, whatever actress plays that character.
Yeah, so we know it's a woman, do we?
Yeah, it's a woman. Whatever actress
Okay.
plays that character.
Sorry guys, if that's a
apparently,
spoiler. I'll put a pre-show message in to warn people.
Well, it's online. You can just look it
Okay.
up.
Okay, fine.
But apparently it's a female actor, and apparently whoever is doing that part has signed on for future films. So that's quite interesting.
Wow.
I'd be also. Oh, this might be a bit of a. I don't know whether I should say this next
Go
bit.
into it,
Maybe
it's
I just
fine.
say it, and if you don't like it, you can get rid of
Spoiler
it.
warning.
Yeah.
But I'd be interested to see. But because she's masked, it makes me think that obviously at some point it's going to be a big reveal. So if you never see her and Kira in the same scene,
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah, I know what
be
you
wanting
mean.
to know
One
why.
of the characters you least suspect. but actually, it's very obvious who it is.
It's really interesting though, because if Enfys Nest is a female character, and apparently she is, she'll also be the first proper lead female villain.
Well, who's the character that's the gangster shown in it with the scars on his face?
Yeah, we all
the kind
think
of weird
he's
tattoos.
the lead big baddie,
Right.
But I heard a rumour that he's not actually the
Okay.
lead big baddie. When you watch the trailer as well, you do just assume that the gangster with the scratched face, he's the big bad. You would,
I did.
assume that.
I did until you said that.
Well, so
I've
did
been
I
reading
until I
stuff
read
online,
it.
but I kind of was just waiting for this show. It's who do you think it is? Affiliation?
I don't fucking know.
No, affiliation.
Probably the
bounty.
the Sandy
Got
Shore.
to be some sort of bounty
woman.
hunter, mercenary.
Maybe.
Someone said to us, "Oh, I think it's Boba Fett." I'm like, why would Boba Fett be dressed up like a twat when he could be Boba Fett?
Yeah, when he could just have his own mask.
Yeah, exactly. He's got his
Yeah.
dad's old gear, hasn't he?
Okay.
If you believe all that. So, yeah, I'll bring out a bit of noise around us, but we'll see what we can do. Should we bring up some of the comments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of them. Hold on, I brought up a little thingy bob.
I know the
right.
music's been a bit controversial.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like it.
I tell you now, that music will not be in the film. It will be a
course.
classical score. There won't be any
Yeah,
guitar fucking songs or rock songs.
I think it's just to
songs with
set you
lyrics.
up.
I know there won't be
the-
any songs with lyrics, but I wonder whether they will maybe seed a bit of guitar throughout there, because
They have done
there
that
is such thing
before.
as classical guitar as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, of
I'm
course.
just wondering whether they'll
Flamenco.
Solo
bit of
just gets his
flamenco.
maracas out
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it would be cool if they have like Western themes in there, like the good, the bad, the ugly, and whatever. That kind of
Well, that's what, I
high
think that's the
noon
vibe. The
Yeah.
vibe they're trying to
shootout.
portray with that
Yeah.
music.
Which is
It
interesting
feels like a
because
heist film.
because I think Lucas did mention something about making about the maybe it was the new films about them having almost slightly a Western vibe.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
the new ones don't. I don't think. Do
No,
you?
maybe it was about the original, like the 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
I'm having a bit of a Western vibe.
Well, they are kind of like a space western, I suppose. That's the thing people most respond to. I don't know what those banging sounds are. We are sort of near
Central
a
London.
construction
We
site.
are in central
Yeah.
London outside. You're going to get it. If you don't like it, you get it for free. So shut it.
Professor Z _official says it looks good just as long as they keep the opening crawl.
Ain't gonna happen.
Well, they didn't do it. They didn't do it for Rogue One.
No, they
yeah.
said that there is going to be an opening crawl.
Really?
Ron Howard says it's got an opening crawl.
Why does that have an opening crawl, but
Rogue One doesn't?
that sets up
I don't think
4, 5, and
the
6 didn't have an opening
Skywalker
crawl.
trilogy films shouldn't have opening crawls because it just feels
Yeah, I
like
agree.
they are
Shouldn't
spin-offs.
Yeah, I
I think
agree.
this is going to be his trilogy, the solo trilogy.
Oh God, no! I hope not.
Yeah, I
Well,
reckon
why-
it might
why
be.
would
You
you
said
have
it
a-
was set 10 years before,
Yeah.
didn't you? Or was it? Was
No,
it?
that wasn't me.
that was someone said on. If you go to messages on Instagram, someone I can't. Remember, let's find his name. Let's name check him. He said
Okay.
it's set 10 years before A New Hope because Chewie says I'm 190.
Right.
And we know
I
in A
see.
New Hope Chewie's 200.
I think it said
Hang on a minute.
109.
Is he? I thought he says 180 years old.
This is 109 years old.
Well, I don't know.
I think it's 109.
What was your point?
I was going to say,
Wait a
if that was
minute.
only set 10 years before A New Hope, and when we meet,
Han Solo, he's like 29.
he's supposed to be like, some,
you're trying to say he's
some
19
professional
there?
smuggler. It's like, you've only been doing it for a decade. Is that long enough to be, I don't know.
How long have you been doing your job for? Do you consider yourself a professional?
Absolutely, I'm
There
a
you go.
consummate professional.
There you go.
I consider myself a professional after my first year freelancing, so
Or you would have been wrong.
I think the if it is 10 years, I think the time is way too. He looks way too old to be.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's not going to work. I reckon
I
it's
dunno.
more like 3. I reckon it's closer to 3 years before New Hope.
Really? This film, 3
Yeah,
years?
yeah, definitely.
No way.
Why?
Because it doesn't look like Harrison Ford enough.
But Harrison Ford when he was young wouldn't have looked like.
Well, we don't know
Old
how
and
old.
Eric,
well, we don't know how
right?
old
Like so.
Han Solo's supposed to be in this movie. They do. He could be 19
No,
or
it
17
might
for all
get
we know.
revealed, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll find out when all the books come out and they'll say how many years before Yavin 4 it's set and all that kind of stuff. Which is what normally happens with these. But yeah, I have been going through and like screenshotting some of the lovely stuff we've been receiving off fans.
Okay, so I just want to.
yeah,
so
go for it,
the
man.
guy that
The 10 years.
the 10 years was on Instagram, John L. Phillips.
Right.
So yeah, Cheers, John. Just not want to name check these people because
Yeah.
they've been giving us the deets, and
Yeah.
it's like good to.
So
give them
Planet
shout-outs.
Express 1 said, other than the weird power chords and the acoustic guitar at the beginning with the music, I enjoyed it. I have a feeling this masked villain is going to be someone we already know.
Ooh. Who do you think it'd be? It's from the prequels.
Well, if it is a woman,
This woman.
there's only 2 women
Pretty
in
sure
the
it is.
original Star Wars films. And, unless he's probably thinking like Jyn Erso or someone like that.
No, you can't bring Jyn Erso into this because she's dead.
No, she's not dead in the Solo timeline, is she?
Of course not.
Actually, you know
Well,
what? All of those characters are still active, including Saw Gerrera.
Of course, could be someone from Clone Wars or Rebels TV shows.
Yeah, okay. Brady's looking blank faced there. She's like, don't know anything about that. But no, rightly so.
Okay. Yeah.
This film is drawing a lot on the Han Solo comics that were around in the the late 70s.
Yeah.
That went with Star Wars. It's drawing a lot on like fan fiction. Swoop bikes, they were featured in. They're like basically like speeder bikes, but you don't kind of crouch over them. You sit back into
I do
them.
like the car.
Yeah, I do
And I
too.
like the way he says, "I'm a driver."
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Good impression, yeah.
I'm a driver and I'm a
Oh,
flyer.
pilot. I'm a flyer. Does he say that?
Yeah,
He's
I'm a
like,
driver.
It doesn't say
pilot.
it doesn't say pilot. It's just a
It says I'm
flyer.
a flyer. I'm
Well-
a pilot and a flyer.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good.
Who are the 2 Wookiees? One of them's Chewbacca. Is the other one his
What's
wife,
he- why is he called?
Marla?
I think the
She's not wearing a little red apron, though.
Wookiee looked female.
You think it looked female?
Scar 9950
Yeah.
says mare. So an informative.
Invaluable contribution.
Yeah. Cheers.
Meh.
Scare. 9950.
Procrastinator
Yeah.
says, honestly, I'm psyched. Much like Gooch, I felt a degree of apprehension prior to the first trailer, but the second trailer struck the landing for me and ignited a sense of anticipation that was hitherto absent. Well, how well put.
I like
love
that.
how
What a
it's
word.
written.
Hitherto.
Aaron Reich certainly looks and sounds the part, and the movie already has me sold on Donald, Childish Gambino, Glover as Lando. Praise should also be heaped upon Bradford Young, whose cinematography looks sublime. I'm planning on being there on the opening day, which is ambitious considering it'll be 9 days after I've had surgery on my hip. But I'm
Wow.
optimistic about my recovery, as I am about the Solo movie. I can't wait. Well, good luck for that operation,
Yeah.
mate. I hope you're down there with your crutches. Don't go for the extra legroom. If you're going to View, go Premier. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Upgrade.
some-
Good shout.
Yeah, you're going to need it.
I think just going back to the Wookiee thing.
Yeah.
I think it's some sort of imperial prison camp.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure it is a woman, female.
I'd like to. It'd be nice if there were some more female characters. I mean,
think
it'd
they're
be nice if
slaves.
there was
I
some
think
more
Wookiees are
human
used as
female
slave
characters.
labour in this.
I mean, it could be. I think it's someone that he's probably shared a cell with, and they're broken out together with Solo. And I think one of them makes it. Chewie makes it, and his little mate doesn't.
Will they be subtitled when they go, ah, wah, wah?
Oh yeah, good point.
Probably.
So you've never done that with Wookiees
Yeah.
before? Because usually you've got someone to explain, like, Han's
That's assuming
reaction.
they have a full-on conversation. That looks like a goodbye to me. So
Yeah, exactly. It does.
so that might just be all you see.
I mean, if it is a goodbye, then yeah, probably it is his missus.
You can do a lot
It's a
without
good-
without
it looks
words,
like
though.
it's a female.
can.
Only because the character it's slighter and the hair around the face is longer, and it just there's something female about it. I think, but we'll see.
Okay. Nomero Music says, honestly, I don't want to hear complaints about the music choice. I agree it's a bold movie, but I gotta respect Disney's balls. It works in terms of setting the tone and the dark edginess of Solo's personality. I'm a full-time producer, so this new sound direction has actually got me interested. I'm certainly excited to see this. Like it's got its own vibe. I'm still dipping into the familiar territory, which is probably the right move. I really don't think it is going to be like music. That's trailer music. Trailers use.
Yeah, true.
I
But
think-
it would
I
be
think-
nice.
I honestly think the music's there to set up the vibes of the film, to give you
Trailer
a sense.
music.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
what the trailer is. It's there to give you a sense of what to expect when you're in the film. So not necessarily a whole film full of
Yeah.
bow, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
It's like the beginning of Good Times, Bad Times by Led Zeppelin. That's how it starts.
They'll go full Marvel on it and just like,
Will they?
oh, we found a cassette from the 1980s.
What about the Star Trek
Jesus,
film
and
where
this will not happen.
it cuts back to Kirk? Oh God,
Jesus.
that would be so bad. In there's this flashback in Star Trek where you see Captain Kirk as a kid, and he's like racing, he's like joyriding, he's like a little kid just like in Solo, in this little car that you can barely look over the windows.
yeah.
He's listening to the Beastie Boys,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
blasting out. And it's like, I really don't think young William Shatner listened to the Beastie Boys. That was a fucking poor choice.
What song was it?
This is what Mike Privet, 1962, says. Didn't care for the music, but it's just trailer music. No connection to the film score. It doesn't bother me. It supports the trailer as it should. Great trailer. Has me very interested in the movie.
Nice. Generally positive.
Yeah.
Bless you and your
Thanks very
nostrils.
much. Cheers. Everyone hearing that in 198 kilohertz. Great. I feel like it'll have guitars in the music and an FX twist in the soundtrack, but it's predominantly... Yes, it'll be a classical score.
Blimey,
How we all
there's a
like
lot
it.
of comments on the
Yeah.
sound.
People
on
are
the music.
freaked out by the music, I think, but a lot of people forget this is only.
I've got
trailer
to the
stuff,
point
right?
now where it's just like, just take Star Wars and do what you want with it.
What?
Like
You
literally,
don't
minute.
mind what they do with it. I really
well,
care what they do.
Hang
with
on
it.
a minute.
You don't want to do what Marvel do and just fucking
No.
boot the same film every couple of years. How many versions of Spider-Man we had?
Oh,
Because
God,
we're not-
too many.
In a space of like 10
yeah,
years.
okay, but that's because Spider-Man was owned by Sony,
Okay.
not by Disney.
Okay, there's
and then
actually a
Marvel
legit
and,
reason for that.
Disney and Sony did a deal to bring him back into the
Yeah,
proper
yeah, yeah.
Marvel universe.
I did see
I mean,
Amazing
the
Spider-Man.
new kid
Astonishing-
who
what's it
plays
called?
Spider-Man's great.
Oh
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
mean. I saw that.
Homecoming.
Yeah, I watched it.
Bloody-
Yeah.
I can't
Good
wait.
fun. It was good
Can't
fun.
wait for Infinity War, but that's a whole different genre.
I like the kid who built the Death Star and then dropped it.
Yeah,
The Lego
yeah,
Death
yeah,
Star
yeah.
kid. I like Michael Keaton in that as well. Turns out he's the bad guy. He's his girlfriend. Spoiler alert.
Turns out it's the bad guy.
But seriously, Aunt May, she's a MILF now. Like, Aunt May's supposed to be an old woman.
She a MILF?
That's what
I
turned
haven't
me on
seen
about
the
her before.
new Homecoming, but
I
yeah,
like the idea
I
of-
remember because they were in. Oh, what was the one where they actually introduced?
Look up your
little-
aunties, yeah?
Introduce who?
What was the? Oh God, the Marvel film where they did introduce little new Spider-Man.
Captain America, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Civil War.
Yeah.
Love. Well, do you know what? I struggle with the Captain Americas. They're a bit dull, but that scene
like
at
Captain
the end
America,
was just
really.
like mental.
Yeah.
So I'll have some of that. I
don't
liked
know.
Ant-Man was a nice surprise,
But
and Doctor Strange.
I thought it was weird having a really young Aunt May. Slightly. Do you think Peter Parker knocks one out over his arm?
Oh Jesus!
She's pretty like she's like 10 years older than him, if at all.
No, he's
She's got
20.
all the bumps in the right places.
Jesus Christ!
So
I'd prefer
Well,
the
no,
old
you would.
Aunt May. I like the old Aunt May.
I think it doesn't matter how old she was. You would, because that's just you through and through.
she biologically his aunt, or is it just?
I think she's adopted him.
Oh, that's okay
Maybe
then.
it's like
It's
some
okay to have a go. It's
Oh
all right.
Jesus!
At the end of the film, she sees him dressed up as Spider-Man, doesn't she? She goes, "What the fuck?" and it cuts out.
Yeah.
So that was fun. Brady looks really cold now.
Doesn't Stark say
All
that?
right.
Stark says that. Hey, you didn't tell me your aunt was hot or something. He says that in
Sounds
the
like
film.
something you would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony Stark's like a bit of a bastard, isn't he? Though?
He's
He's
basically
like the
shaving his
bachelor
pig.
boy. Yeah, he is a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
QACDC songs for that.
yeah.
Back
Yeah.
to Star Wars then.
Yes.
Sorry, just dipping in lots of different
Got
universes.
D. Porbeski's been in touch.
Good
1289. Really looking forward to it, and the newest trailer has me even more hyped to see it. Taking the day off work and pre-ordering my tickets to see it in IMAX 3D for sure. Also, I don't know if it will be a movie score or movie soundtrack, but it's the latter, the song "Whatever It Takes" by Imagine Dragons, recently popular. Would be a perfect new theme for Han Solo, portrayed by Alden. Give it a listen and notice the lyrics, particularly the chorus. Totally a Solo theme. P.S. I've also already ordered a prop of Han's gold dice to hang in my car's rearview mirror.
Nice.
How cool is that? He's going to be rocking around a place with that in his rearview mirror. You got any, mate?
I've got one. It's probably my favourite. It's by Raylo Technician.
Okay.
On Instagram.
Raylo, yeah, loving it.
It says, I thought it was great, but aside from my opinion, let me tell you... Sorry, it's just weird. Aside from my opinion, let me tell you, my brother got super hyped up and ran round the house screaming, May 25th, bitches! So I guess you could say he really liked it too.
Yeah, I guess. Is he quite young?
I assume
We
so.
hope.
Right.
I love your show and you guys are really funny. Okay,
Aww.
bye. Cheers, Raylo Technician.
Now, I don't know how to pronounce this. JOAOWITORS.
Probably want to think about a new Instagram name.
Yeah, get yourself a name we can pronounce, mate. He says, I love it. Breathtaking. From my point of view, Lucasfilm is hiding a lot of highlights from the film to create a reaction after 25th of May.
A reaction.
None of
Like,
us can speak
holy
today.
shit, where were we going wrong? This movie is really good. For example, in Rogue One, we had Vader in the official trailer. Here we only have tips about appearance of Jabba and Tatooine and Boba. We don't even have Enfys Nest action moments in the trailer. And you do. I'm pretty sure you see him on the top of the train.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
but
thought that was a bunch of troopers.
It looks like a bunch of... Wow,
No,
it's
in
fleeting.
the first one. The first trailer.
Okay.
Versus
Oh,
Woody
yeah, I
Harrelson.
remember. Yeah.
What do you think about the Woody Harrelson character in this? Can he be trusted?
No.
I think he's going to turn around at the end. It's going to be like Ray Winston in that Indiana Jones film.
I think he says...
Right, Jonesy, I'm a double agent. I'm talking about. Just like in Berlin, Jonesy.
They definitely need to get a character like that from the Cockney.
They should get you.
Yeah.
They
Well,
put
they want
a little
Disney, if you
blonde
listen.
wig on you, and you could be...
Donald Trump with a Cockney accent. Brilliant. So, oi, Vader.
Yeah.
So, I'm just thinking there.
Yeah.
He says a line in the trailer where he says, you can trust no one.
He says something like, if you believe everyone will betray you, you'll never be disappointed.
Yeah.
And so I think
That's quite funny because
telling.
Lando obviously
we
later
know
betrays
someone's
him.
going to... Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
someone else, I
Lando
reckon.
betrays him later on, and
Do you think
then
he
his
betrays
son
Lando?
betrays him.
Do you think he
Yeah.
betrays
You know,
Lando?
it
And
goes
that's
all
the
the way
whole...
to-
That's
You've got a
true.
lot of guts coming back here after what you pulled.
Yeah.
Do you think he betrays Lando at the end, like in Train Spot, and
Well,
he
how
wakes
does he
up and
get the
runs
Falcon?
away with the money?
The Falcon belongs to that. He said, that's my ship. And
He
he was
says,
like,
"You've lost
I
it to
want
a
What have
fair
you
it.
done to my
swear.
ship?
But did he? Yeah, but that's what Han said.
Okay, unless he cheated.
So we don't know if he
You're
he
going to
actually
see
won
that.
it
You're going to
fair
see
and
that
square.
Do you
Sabat
guys-
game in this movie, though.
Do you
I hope so.
guys think that...
You get a lot of shots of them gambling. He says,
next
everything I
time-
heard about you, is it true? And he goes, everything you've heard about me is
Well,
true.
this is why I was thinking whether it's a trilogy or not, because it's a long time between this film and Empire that those guys see each other then.
That's if it is 10 years. I think it's like 3.
Well, add Empire on top, so that's another
That's
5
like 1.
years.
Well, didn't he say...
Empire takes place like maybe a year after Star Wars.
I'd like it to be 5. I thought it was 3 years minimum, because there's a whole
What?
bunch of story in between.
Not really, just a couple of adventures.
Training.
They found a new
You read the
base.
comics?
Luke's, yeah.
It's all canon.
What, the old comics?
New stuff.
Oh, the new
Vader,
stuff,
and,
the Marvel
Vader and
stuff.
Luke face off with each other, and
Darth Vader finds out he's got a son, all that kind of stuff.
yeah. So I'd
Yeah.
like to think like at least 3 years.
Okay, all right. Okay.
So you're looking at like 15 years between this and Empire, then, ish.
That's if it's true.
Okay, fine.
Between 5 and 15 years, let's say that much.
Sorry.
I guess it depends what Han says about Lando. Does he say... Does he say we've been friends for years? Like, what is that? Like, I've known him for years, or we go? No, he says we go way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think those are his exact
We
words.
go
So it could
way
be
back,
that
Lando.
actually,
Yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
don't see each other for a while.
They don't.
I don't know though.
That's a good point. That is
Then
a
why
good
would he
point.
rock? But then why would he rock up at his place? You get a sense that they were close.
I think in the situation in Empire where he's got nowhere else to turn, he picks out Lando.
Yeah.
Or does Lando pop up on the computer?
He goes because
He's looking for somewhere to go. It says Lando.
Lando.
And then she says, Lando system, and he goes, no, Bespin. Lando's a man.
Lando's not.
Yeah. System is a man.
Yeah.
person, yeah. Okay,
Card
interesting
player,
stuff.
scoundrel,
Do you know what?
gambler.
I think what's
You'd
gonna
like him.
I think what's going
Yeah.
to excite me
Yeah.
about this film, I think it's gonna be a film where you watch this and it will change your perception for all the other films. Like, so you go back to the OT and you'll go, oh man, I'm watching this with new eyes.
Yeah. I guess that is the great thing about all the new films that are going to come out. Well, possibly great, possibly not, depending on who makes them and how well they're made, is that they are going to have a knock-on effect to the other main movies.
I can't watch A New Hope now without thinking about Rogue One. Like, Rogue One is
Yeah, I
in
know
my
what you
head
mean.
the whole time I watch A New Hope.
Mashmore2205 says that shot of Chewie lifting up that fella and slamming him head first
Oh,
into
that
the
was
ground
brutal.
is what I want to see Chewie doing all day, every day. It's going to be like the equivalent of Darth Vader in Rogue One, but the Chewie version.
That was great.
We've heard so much like how powerful and strong a Wookiee is.
Yeah.
Pull your arms out.
Like your
and all
sockets when
this.
they lose, yeah.
Finally, it looks like we're going to...
Yeah, that'd be good.
Seb, who I've sold Star Wars figures to, his name's Seb Winskill. He basically said, I didn't watch the trailer, try not to watch anything or read about it, so I can get a real surprise when I see it.
Oh,
so I
that's
said,
interesting.
mate, you're going to have to avoid next week's episode. And he was like, don't think I can. I don't think I can. I'll sacrifice it. You guys are worth it. I'll give it a watch now. But he's not been in touch since, so we don't know what he thought of it. But
I thought you were going
I
to say,
basically twisted his
I've not
arm.
watched the trailer, but I thought it was shite.
No. Capgar's been in touch. He says, I'm torn. What I see in the new trailer looks pretty cool, but I'm worried that's either all the cool stuff and the rest of the movie will suck, or once we see that stuff in context, it will no longer be cool.
That's a good
After
point.
my disappointment with The Last Jedi,
Hey.
I'm going to Solo expecting nothing. Maybe that's the key.
Well, I mean, it depends what your
they're two very
expectations
different
are in
movies.
general, really. If every time you go and see a Star Wars movie, what you want to see is a replay of 4, 5, and 6, you're going to be disappointed. And
Yeah.
I'm glad, because you shouldn't see the same movie over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
I mean, it's cool if you go to it and you hate it, but for whatever reasons. But I think if you're, and I'm not saying that this is true of this guy, but I'm just saying if your reasons for disliking a film isn't that it's a cookie cutter version of the other films, that's a poor reason to dislike a film.
Yeah.
Gooch has been in touch saying he thinks that the Enfys Nest character is an unmasked Boba Fett, or Snoke, or my mum. So, did you say this?
I said that
Oh,
for
sorry.
a laugh.
He said that for a laugh. That's Jude's opinions on who it is. So, yeah. We've got loads of little comments here. Nerd with an opinion has been in touch to say...
Better be a good opinion.
It was very much just fan service. Don't get me wrong, I got the chills. I think the first trailer was better than what we got here. I'm holding out. With that being said, I really want it to be good, and from what I can see, they want to sell a fucking film, and the trailer does it for the fans and the people who might not know anything about the franchise.
I get what he means by the trailer is for people who know about the films, because if you were to watch that as a standalone trailer for a movie, you would have absolutely no idea
who the characters
are,
or
what's going on. It doesn't actually set up it doesn't have any plot points, doesn't actually set up a narrative. It just actually reminds you of characters and things you've known before. It doesn't tell you a story.
I think there's an interest. It's kind of curiosity killed the cat in this scenario.
Yeah.
For me, it's I'm going because it's a mystery. It's like this. What's the point? What's the purpose of this story? How does it feed into the rest of the holistic timeline?
No, I think if you're a Star Wars fan, you're definitely going to go and watch this film.
Yeah.
But I just think it is interesting from if you're new to Star Wars, or if you don't know anything about Star Wars, this trailer as a standalone trailer, it probably isn't the type of thing that's going to pull new Star Wars fans, new potential Star Wars fans
you just think
in.
Disney are expecting a hit on money on this film?
You think they're going to lose money on this film? I don't think it's going to be anywhere near as successful as The Last Jedi,
No.
but that was
Shot.
considered disappointment.
Which is mental, because it's grossed over $1 billion now,
I
hasn't
know,
it?
but that's still considered disappointment
Yeah, I know.
in terms...
China.
It shouldn't... I mean, Mark Kermode did this whole thing recently. He's done a review of The Last Jedi at the time, and he's done a further update on his little podcasting he does, where he says, watch The Last Jedi again and don't judge it against box office takings and other critical
Rotten
opinion.
Tomatoes
Yeah,
and
Rotten
stuff,
Tomatoes
yeah.
scores.
Why would you judge a film on any of those things anyway?
People do, but when he gave his review, he's not a Star Wars fan. He went and watched it. He was at the premiere. He saw it. It wasn't premiere, but a pre-screening thing. He had a great time. And he came out and said it was great. And everyone accused him of being a Disney snooze. You're being paid by Disney to... Disney don't fucking pay BBC journalists to give independent opinions.
No, they don't.
They don't. That's just fucking
what makes
idiots.
me laugh? People
You get paid by the BBC to go and do a review of a film, but you do not
exactly.
get paid by the
they
brand.
give you the money for the cinema ticket as well.
I've done some freelance journalism and my mates are journalists and I can attest that's not how it works.
Did you ever get approached by a man in a dark coat with a fedora in an alleyway just pushing
carrying
you?
a Mickey Mouse under his
you know
arm?
what Disney? You know what Disney should do? They should pick the biggest whiner on the internet,
get him to
and
do a
say,
review.
right, you're doing episode 9. Here's a camera.
Oh my god!
With all your expertise, get on with it,
You
mate.
know it so fucking well.
And then just give them the money to see what they come up with, and then put it online and say, there you go. There you go.
Well, there you go. I think that's a great way of dealing with these fucking haters out there, that people don't give a chance to things before it's happened.
I think it's fine if you go and watch something you don't like, you have a difference of opinion, because I mean this podcast wouldn't be as interesting if we all had the same opinion, as Jude said before.
Yeah.
But I think if
Talking
you're
of which,
literally
you two-
gonna here we go.
Slamming
He's
the
been listening to
prequels.
last week's show.
Yeah, we were. What of it?
Well, you're
They're
wrong.
shit.
There you go.
They're fucking shit,
They're
mate.
not, but people. Okay. Yeah.
One of our listeners got in touch on commenting on something saying, "Do you always have to bash the
I know,
prequels?"
I've got back to
and
it.
I was like, "Well, that's a good point. Do we always have to bash the prequels? There are some things good about the prequels."
No,
I didn't say
think,
that
I
they
think
were
there's
all-
a lot of. I'm one of them. I grew up with them.
Yeah, so did I.
So I was like 13.
I grew
through
up
to-
with them, but they were more like the annoying
10.
step brother I didn't want.
We had this
That
conversation last time.
The thing is, it was just like at that age, I wasn't looking to criticise. It was just a bunch of fun, and I had fun watching it and reenacting.
We're not.
Our racial
but hang on a minute,
stereotypes
we've
fun,
never turned
Jude.
around and said that these
But as a
films
kid,
aren't
it didn't-
entertaining.
I wasn't.
I know.
I wasn't. It didn't resonate with me. I
No.
just took it at face value, and I think those. We can look back as adults and like really critique them and go into the storytelling and all of that, poor acting and all that. But as a kid, I was, whatever. I took it, and it's just the memories I've got from those prequels that stay with me.
Oh, I'm getting choked up over here.
I don't know, but we weren't saying that they weren't entertaining and that, and I've always said that the stories are correct. It's just, but if I compare, and I watched them around the same time as probably I watched 4, 5, and 6, because I was about, I don't know, 8. We talked about this last time,
Yeah,
like
we
between
did.
the ages of
Yeah,
8
yeah.
and 11 when I watched all 6 of them.
Yeah.
No synergy
Probably.
between the trilogies.
But it was just, there was that, and it was just, it was lazy storytelling, and it was like it actually didn't have the same resonance with me as 4, 5, and 6. And I think that actually from a viewer's point of view, I was pissed off at George Lucas and Lucasfilm for not actually giving the audience like what they deserve. They should have made 1, 2, and 3. If they'd have done those as well as they'd done 4, 5, and 6, it could have brought in a whole new generation of Star Wars fans which had the same quality and level of storytelling that their parents had for 4, 5, and 6, and that generation didn't get that, and that pissed me
They
off.
should have done it like Rogue One. That's like how it should have been done.
Yeah.
But
Practical.
all practical effects,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think
The good thing now, we're at this point where CGI is at such a high level, you can't really tell when it's
but in 10
CGI.
years you'll look back and go,
That's true.
you're in 10 years
You
time.
reckon
you're
the Battle of Scarif from
you'll
Rogue
go,
One, you're going to go,
"That's
that looks like a load of
Mate,
fucking
in 10
CGI.
years' time, we'll all be probably in AR,
VR?
Cinema.
VR, virtual
VR,
reality, like
cinema.
headsets and stuff, actually in there, in the Falcon, sat at the back,
I mean,
watching them
watching
the
the
fly.
film
film
from
is
the
gonna
perspective
be
of the
insane.
characters. Oh my god!
So
I'm getting an erection over here.
is it?
Throw
Let me
this
just get.
cold beer
I'll just get
over
my
me.
magnifying glass out. No, need a microscope.
You got it the wrong way round, mate.
So listen, Anton.
It's his mics. I'm just getting this sound quality in my ears
So
right now.
I'm
It's
just
so good.
thinking. Look, I mean, we are going to rewrite these prequels.
Yeah, we are. If we start
I'm looking
talking
forward-
about it.
we
We've
started
been
talking
having.
about
We've
it.
got a WhatsApp group on where. Should we not? We shouldn't
pulse
reveal any of our
rolling.
cards. I don't think.
No, definitely
but
not.
I
We've
think
got some
Definitely
really
not.
great ideas.
Yeah, the ideas are so, and to the point where I think we'll The others are so good; they deserve the production value of professionalism.
So help us raise $100 million.
Help us raise $100 million, pounds probably, and we'll get it through, and we'll call it the War of the Stars, so we don't get copyrighted.
We need. We just give them all different titles. We need.
We're definitely retitling them. They're three are rubbish.
We'll just say Blah Wars, and whatever the name of the episode is. That's all we'll do. For each one.
That sounds good.
That's literally what we'll do.
That's great, yeah.
There we go. Sorted.
Blah Wars episode 1.
Yeah, literally.
It will be, yeah. And then it's not, we're not copying
And then
nothing.
we could just Obi-Wan could be called.
I'm sure it's fan fiction, so
But
we should be actually fine to do
Yeah,
it.
well, we have to double check. But we're going to need sound effects, voice,
just put a B on every
voice
name,
artists,
the beginning of every name.
And music. Those are three.
So
things
if you
we'll
like
need.
the show and you want to give us your voice, lend us your ears.
We'll do auditions. We'll do what they did for when they cast Ray. We'll just hold open auditions in London. People can just turn up, queue around the block, come in just talking to a mic for us.
Yeah.
Next,
Back to Solo.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. It's gonna be good. I mean, I agree.
What if it sucks though?
Well, then it sucks.
What if we're just in that
lose
film and
2
just
hours
people
of
are
our
like,
life
this is
and move
awful.
on? Well, then we'll have a really fun.
Piss up afterwards.
Yeah.
We'll drown our sorrows,
Well, we're gonna be,
and then we'll do a show.
We're going to
maybe
have a
drunk.
good breakfast, and then we're going to see the film. So we'll have a good day.
breakfast.
Even if the film's awful, we'll still have a good day because we're going to do a
Mate,
show.
it's Star Wars. There's going to be stormtroopers, and there's going to be.
You guys are booked the
Millennium
25th of May
Falcon.
off, right?
Yeah.
I'm not currently booked, so yes.
Okay, good, yeah.
The scene I like is
In that trailer?
Yeah, in the trailer is a close-up shot of what I think is the Falcon's engines turning on. I hope for the first time.
Right.
Otherwise, I don't see the point of that shot.
Spanking new ship.
I think the ship is straight off the production line. I think they probably nick it.
Yeah,
I think
probably stolen.
I think that
as well.
that scene of the back sort of blue light thing,
Yeah.
whatever that's called. I think that's the first time the engine is turned on ever, which is why it's given that much prominence in the trailer.
Well,
He
maybe.
says to
It's
Han,
an
like,
iconic moment.
sit down, baby, or hold on to something, baby, and he jumps into light speed. Like, that would be wonderful.
I love how Han just looks away. It's like, yeah, whatever.
You just know he's going to end up in the back of it. Yeah, you just know that's going to happen.
That happens in Star Wars because R2, he flies backwards when they go into hyperspace. So
I love Lando, man. He's like,
I hope that
hold
happens
on,
in this
baby.
film.
Yeah, he's
I
great.
love his costumes as well.
he's great.
Baby, it's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's gonna be
something from
fab.
the 70s.
But the,
cape action.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the Han Solo can obviously understand what Chewie's saying.
Yeah.
So you
I
need
wanna know
to
how.
presume that he.
But so does
some,
Rey.
Some experience, yes.
And we don't know why.
Well, you kind of assume she's lived on Jakku all her life. She's been surrounded by all kinds of weird aliens.
But do you guys know how Han and Kira know each other?
no,
Corellia,
how?
right?
So yeah, apparently
Corellia.
they were. So apparently they were both street kids. They grew up together on the street. So we can assume that
So
Han
she's a bit of
listens.
a female Han Solo then. She's
yeah,
not.
but
she might look
she's
all
kind of
glamorous,
made.
but
She's like made
actually-
good.
Right.
Like, well,
There's a
we can
poster of
assume.
her
married
with
well.
the dice in her hands. Have you seen this?
Or she might have just, worked her way up and got into a good
I was
position.
joking.
That could have happened as well, Jude.
Talking of glass
Flipping
ceilings, right? I was in the British Museum the other day, and I got myself a coffee. Mm-hmm. Went to look at some mummies and whatever,
Right.
and also the Egyptian ones. And
Love that, your mums.
I got myself a coffee, and I wandered out of after eating my food, I had my half a cup of tea left. I went out of the kitchen area, and I started walking through one of the main halls.
Yeah.
And I must have gone through 4 or 5 of these different halls looking at various artifacts before a woman came running up to me fucking furious.
Yeah.
What have you got there? What are you doing in here? You can't come in here with
Shut
that.
up, we're in public,
I
mate.
just said
Everyone's looking.
She goes, what is it? What is it? I said, it's tea. It's tea. And she's like, duh. I gave it to her. I said, do you want to take it off me? She's like, no. She went as if I was passing her a bomb. I mean, she was
Jesus.
furious, okay? I said, what do you want to do with it? And she marched me, grabbed me by the shoulder and marched me out of this room into a stairwell. And then
you
she
down
said,
it.
get in that toilet and pour it down the sink.
Whoa.
And I said...
She actually touched you because
I
you
said,
can
yeah.
sue for that.
And I said to her, can I not just drink it here on the stairs? And she went, no, you can't. Health and safety. I was like, what the fuck are you absolute bastard.
You can also sue. Like,
do you know what I
pretty
did?
sure
I went in the toilet, like she said, but I drank it. And I took my time. And when I came out, she was nowhere to be seen. She wasn't even in the room I was in. So I
thought you were going to just say, I threw it over her face.
What if you then stacked it down the stairs? Because, you know,
exactly.
the only reason you're in there is because a colleague has led you into that stairwell. If you then stack it down the stairs, you can sue
this
again.
close to a sexual assault, really. She was basically trying to get me in that cubicle with her. And she looked exactly like Diane Abbott. So if you can just imagine that, it was like a really angry Diane Abbott. Real Diane Abbott wouldn't have done that. She would have gone,
no.
I'm terribly sorry, but you've got tea and we don't really allow tea in this room, so if you could please drink it quickly and just put it in the bin. But no, this other woman was mental. So, and my friend Lou used to work. My friend,
I'm struggling to find the connection.
my friend Lou used to work in the British Museum, but she left because of the glass ceiling.
Wow.
That's a joke. That's a great joke.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love how we've come around to that.
So,
got there in the end.
We did.
Got there
indeed.
in the end.
If you go, by all means, check out the British Museum. It's in Holborn. It's pretty amazing.
It's fab.
It's a pretty cool place. And but don't take your tea around the place. They fucking hate
They're doing a
it.
Harry Potter sort of exhibit there. They were. But,
Oh, I saw the chessmen from Harry Potter. What they called? Something chessmen?
Yeah. The
Little chess characters.
Wizard chess.
Oh,
Yeah.
the pieces.
Yeah, the chess pieces. I've seen them. The actual ones they used in the film.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. Should we wrap it up?
I guess so, because Brady and I need to go back to work now.
Yeah, you do.
It's been a good lunch hour. Two thoughts each that you from the trailer that's kind of tingling you. That sounds weird. Making you excited.
They're coming for me, mate. They're coming. No, it's okay. They're going
You've
past.
been eating people again.
Yeah, there's a police station right around the corner, and it's one of the busiest in London.
Oh, yeah. One, I think I would be excited if Ephisness, I can't remember how to... Enfys,
I reckon.
Yeah, I'll learn how to pronounce it. Is actually a female baddie, and they're pretty big. That would be cool. And what's the other one? God. Oh, I don't know. I'll be interested. I want to know more about Chewie, actually. I want to know about his background. I want to know more about that character.
Yeah.
That's for me. For me, I'm totally all about Chewie and Han's meeting, their relationship.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
I'm less interested in the Han Solo, how he gets to Vulcan, because I can kind of imagine that. I'm really looking forward to seeing Woody Harrelson in this film, more than any other character, I think. Oh, he's just hands down my favourite actors. He's just, when he's in movies, I really sit up and pay attention to what he's doing. I kind of think it's a bit beneath him doing Star Wars films.
You think? He
for
did
his
the Hunger Games, mate.
Did he?
Yeah.
I've not seen the Hunger Games films. I consider him more of a... He was in True Detective, first series of that. He was amazing in True Detective. He's also in the Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Which is an incredible film.
You think he's going to be the kind of... Your opinion of him from the trailer is totally different to actually how his character is in that movie. It's wonderful. That film's full of surprises.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
And I'm just looking forward to seeing Woody Harrelson. He also looks a bit like my mate Si. He looks exactly like Woody Harrelson. What about you, G?
I'm looking forward to the Kessel Run, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I want to see how that plays out. And I think...
You think we're going to see the whole 12
I think we're going to
parsecs
see
thing?
the whole 12 parsecs thing. Because that is... Talking of fan service, I think that's the biggest...
Do you think they're going to modify the Falcon in the film?
That's what I think they're going to do.
Take off that little bit in the front?
Take stuff off. I think Solo's going to pull parts off the ship itself.
Fill it up with shit.
The reason I say that is because there's a toy that's going out where you can actually take the panels off.
Yeah.
And I quite like that. So I think I'd hope that there'd be some sort of connection or nod back to the film.
Well, he's always tinkering with it in the other movies, so you know he's hands-on with that thing.
I used to love that. That was my favourite when I was a kid.
Yeah.
All the little Star Wars toys.
Yeah.
I just loved the idea that Han Solo was repairing the Falcon all day long. It was the best thing.
Yeah.
Because it was just such a obvious thing.
It's his obsession, isn't it? He loves that thing.
But I think it
I love
has
the way
to
it's
be
always
a
in a
point.
state of disrepair. The hyperdrive is always breaking down.
I
in
think
the
it has
original.
to be a point though, because if we're saying it's right off the production line and this film's only 10 years, we always are under the assumption that that what a piece of junk that Luke refers to in A New Hope is because it's so old. It's like a super
No,
old
it's just
ship.
because
I
he's
think it's
taking
because
it
he's fucked
apart.
it apart.
Exactly.
So, he's fucked it so much. It's battered from where it's hit asteroids and stuff.
Precisely.
And he's
So-
obviously more about performance than he is about aesthetics. So maybe he's just tearing bits off,
Yeah.
sticking bits in, and isn't really bothering
He's
to
got
make it
no
look.
aesthetical taste at all, Solo.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the way he dresses,
yeah.
it's the same outfit for like 30 years.
I'm also looking forward to the end where I assume
Han Solo and gets summoned to Jabba's palace to meet his new employer.
I really think that's going to happen.
Oh, can you imagine
no,
that?
I think you'll
Stepping
see
in there
Jabba.
and Boba Fett's in the corner,
Yeah.
like nodding
I
at
think
him
we'll
out of
see-
respect.
I think we'll see Jabba's palace,
I hope so.
and I think that's going to be.
And a full-on
That would be
puppet
great.
Jabba again, not a CGI one.
If
a full-on
they do that-
6 people inside the suit.
What you got there is you've got an introduction to a trilogy.
Yeah,
I
true.
think
Yeah,
you've got a Jabba, Han.
I've got a
thing
job
going
for you
on.
type thing, and then it kind of cuts to black.
Yeah.
So
So
that
good.
sort of thing, yeah.
They might even do a trilogy. They might just do 2, but more than one. Well, we have to wait and see what this movie's like. If we
love
might not
to
want to
see
see
it.
another
I
one.
reckon it will
so-
take people by surprise. I had no big expectations for Rogue One. I really trust Ron Howard. I have complete faith in Ron Howard. So
What would you do if they did do the Jabba scene and it was perfect, like Jedi, perfect?
well, you'll find out
I
on
was
the
gonna
day,
say,
won't
we're
you? What
gonna
I'll
be
do,
in the
you'll
cinema
find
with
out
them,
what I'll
so-
do.
I am going to squeal like
Suddenly
a pig
just-
if that happens.
All of a sudden, both of you are like, John, you'll be like, John, have you just spilt your drink, John?
Okay, and on that bombshell,
Yeah. So I've been John Galantini.
I've been Brady Tippett.
And I've been J to the G. See you later. That's my new sign off.
May the force be with you. Bye. Hey everybody, it's John. Yeah, I'm back. So I thought I'd do a little extra bit at the end of this week's episode just to go through some of the comments we received we weren't able to talk about on the show simply because we just ran out of time and we were jumping around from, conversation to conversation, really. So we wanted to try and read out everybody's. I've got some more of them. Sorry if we've not managed to fit yours on the show this week. We did receive so many, way more than we were anticipating. So here we go then. Some of the comments we received. Sknit87, regular contributor to the show, got in touch. He said, nobody asked for a Solo movie, but I'm pumped for it. At the end of the day, it's a Star Wars story, not a Harrison Ford biopic. Mate, I agree with you. I was very sceptical about this film in the first place. And I think Alden Ehrenreich is going to be compared to Solo because it's not like a James Bond film where another actor comes in and takes on the role and makes it their own. He can't do that. He has to imitate Harrison Ford, otherwise it's not going to work. So, there's a. It's not a Harrison Ford biopic, but I think from what I've seen so far, I'm very satisfied that I'm watching a young Harrison Ford / Han Solo. So, I'm with you there, mate. Gooch _89, another regular face on this podcast. He says, I'm excited more than apprehensive. For me, this trailer shows a new world, new characters, and answers to questions asked and unasked. Yeah, it's not Harrison Ford and the actors we remember, but it's still Star Wars in a galaxy far, far away, so I'm stoked. Yeah, man, I agree with that. Now, I don't know how to pronounce this name. It's Nennaunir. Her name's Margaret. We talked about one of her tattoos. She had that really awesome tattoo of Boosh and Rey, and also Wicket in a teacup. So you might remember us talking about her tattoos. She got in touch to say, I was very intrigued by the music. I wonder if it's from the movie or just for the trailer. Parts of the visuals gave me a very Blade Runner feel. Yeah, I totally got what you meant about the Blade Runner look. Interestingly enough, the cinematographer for Blade Runner is going to be working on episode 9. Just throwing that in there. But that whole gloomy, dark city, the sort of smoggy, dystopian look of the future in Blade Runner, it definitely felt there was a sort of callback to that in this. Whether that was intentional or not, I don't know. But yeah, regarding the music, I think we obviously discussed this on the show. personally, I think we're going to get a traditional kind of classical score for this movie. We won't be getting all that guitar stuff, but stranger things have happened. Anyway, on to Depressis 7:30. They say, my only complaint is Emilia Clarke is playing a basic brunette. She would have been perfect as a Twi'lek. Let's quit pretending she has a career for her acting abilities. Ooh. Now, I'm not a massive fan of Emilia Clarke. I'm not against her. I just haven't seen that many things that she's been in that I've liked. I'm not a regular viewer of Game of Thrones. I didn't like her as Sarah Connor in the Terminator films, the last one. I thought she was atrocious, really. So I've yet to see something that I'm going to like her in. I'm willing to give it a try. I hope she's an interesting character. She has to be, I think. She sort of seems to be this femme fatale. Fandy Shaw's in the movie as well. And Sophie Waller-Bridge, but Sophie Waller-Bridge is playing a droid. But Fandy Shaw's in the movie. You'll know her from Westworld. I get the impression she's got a very small part in the film. I hope it's not the case, but we'll have to wait and see. Brian Dingo says, really excited Enfys Nest is a female baddie. After watching it again, I'm excited to see more of Kashyyyk and Chewie's backstory. Is he a slave Wookiee in the mines? Does Han free him? Is the shot of him we see with another Wookiee, him leaving his family behind on an Empire-controlled planet? Are scenes that don't even have any English in them still going to make me cry? The questions are endless. Well, I think on the show today we did discuss a little bit about what Chewie's backstory might be. We know from the Star Wars Holiday Special that he does have a wife and children and a granddad, a father called Grumpy or Lumpy. So no, the son was called Lumpy. What was the fucking dad called? Never mind. Toothy or something. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see that. I personally think he's going to be Wookiees are really strong, right? So they're going to be used for manual labour, like lifting, carrying stuff around. Maybe they're prisoners of war. Maybe it's something to do with after the events of Revenge of the Sith, Wookiees were rounded up and captured or something like that. I don't really know. I've never really thought about it until now. So there will be some sort of... Well, it remains to be seen how Han Solo and Chewbacca become friends. Regarding your final comment about whether or not scenes that don't even have any English in can still make you cry, well, I refer you to the film Up, the Disney animation. The first 5-minute sequence of that film, 5 to 10 minute sequence of that film is completely without dialogue. Oh no, not entirely without dialogue, but there's like a montage of this couple growing older together, and it's absolutely beautiful and it's heartbreakingly moving. So I think, silent cinema is one of the most effective. And the Wookiees are very... the way Chewbacca talks, anyway, that his sort of moans and groans and his sort of barks, they're very expressive. There's a lot of emotion behind there. So I think it'll be clear what's going on. We won't need subtitles. Fuck Share gets in touch to say, looks rad, but they gave too much away. You know what, man? I do agree with you on that. As part of my problem with doing a Star Wars podcast is we have to talk about news, we have to talk about rumours and spoilers and stuff like this. And we kind of, Jude and I do sort of feel that we're sort of ruining it for ourselves by just doing this show. Unfortunately, we can't really get away from it. If a trailer comes out, we can't ignore it. We have to address it. But they are giving quite a lot away in these trailers, and they like to throw in suggestions to try and send you one way and then send you another. But then there's always some smart ass that predicts that and sees it coming, calls it out. Yeah. Who else? Zayn Chowdhury, he actually got in touch with us a couple of days ago to tell us that Jimmy V, who plays R2-D2 now in the Star Wars films, has actually shared on Instagram or Twitter or something a photo of his solo crew shirt. Now, it's a special shirt that only the crew get, which suggests that he's obviously been working on the film. Now, Zane seems to think that means he's going to be playing R2. Personally, I'm not sure, but given that R2 and C-3PO, I think, are the only characters that make appearances in every Star Wars film, it would seem weird to not have them in this one. Although I don't really understand how they can fit in with the storylines and the places you see. I think it's more likely that Jimmy V might be playing another astromech droid, similar to R2, simply because he knows what he's doing, so qualified. But we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Zane does say, however, I wasn't very asked about this movie until I saw this trailer. I hope it can be on par with Rogue One and fill in some of the plot holes like Rogue One. But I'm also very convinced C-3PO and R2 are making an appearance. Well, fair enough, man. I hope for your sake they are, and I hope it's done well if they are. Finally, last but not least, SG Cars and Toys. He's a big fan of ours. He's been listening since the very early days, and he's a podcaster himself. He's got in touch with us. He says, like most of us, I wasn't excited for this picture at all, especially with the controversy surrounding the production. However, as we've gotten closer to the finished production, I have to admit that my enthusiasm has grown quite a bit, especially with my boy, Ron Howard, working on his execution's magic. Behind the scenes, I may not enjoy all of his films, but he knows his craft and has a knack for powerful storytelling coupled with tasteful aesthetic and sometimes childlike sense of imagination. Throw that into the Star Wars universe and you may really have a winner. The characters look amazing, and Alden and Danny, I think he means Donald, look supremely convincing. I even abandoned the Not My Han Solo campaign. I'll try and wrap this up and close it by saying that it is my sincere wish that despite whatever else they managed to achieve, the filmmakers are successful in giving us deeper insights into the story and characters, so that when we return to our beloved trilogy, there's a better understanding and a good old sense of aha. And I totally knows what he means by that. You know, we said this about Rogue One, how Rogue One has had a profound effect on us in that while we watch A New Hope, we can't help but think back to the events of Rogue One that have subsequently been shown to us. So I expect it'll be very much the same. Well, that's pretty much all the time we've got for comments. Thank you so much for everybody who got in touch with them. I'm sorry if we didn't get to read yours out. We received so many, and there were so many inner discussions. So if you go onto our Instagram, it's the best way to contact us and find out what we're doing, I think. If you go onto our Instagram, it's just @BlarWars. You can look at the post where we asked everybody to tell us what they thought, and underneath that you'll see there's like 50 something comments from our listeners and loads of little sub threads, and it was really nice. All the various commenters were commenting on each other's posts, and there's like this little community that's all sort of grown from that, so it was really lovely to see that. I hope you guys really enjoy the film when it comes out, but for now I'm going to sign off. Next week I don't know what's going to be on the show. Let's hope there's some more news. We'll pull something out, and next week we're also taking our competition winner, Graham, and his mate down to the void. We're doing the Star Wars VR, and we've been promising it him for a long time. It got postponed, if you remember. I guess if we might review that and get that onto next week's show instead, but we'll see. It'll either be next week's show or the show after. Anyway, that's it. I love you all. Bye.